sisters chatting with each other, getting to know one another, talking about issues that we're all facing, good, bad, indifferent. Let's talk about it from one sister to another. Let's talk about it.
Hey.
What up?
What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
I know that's right. Listen, we have had a powerful week. So if our voices are a little hoarse or whatever, in and out, you must understand that we love God.
First and foremost.
I tell you, yesterday was like,
Look, I understand. I was the same way. I had to keep drinking water.
right. Well, it's so good to see you, my sister friend.
You too.
So
Wow,
we
it looks a little
have,
dark over here.
say it again.
I said it looks a little dark over here, but that's all good.
I know, the weather too. I know where you are is storming, where I am is storming. It's been lightning, thundering, wind is blowing heavy. We see branches, poles on the ground, but God is merciful.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Mm-hmm. So we're excited. So listen, we want to just let everybody know that we appreciate you tuning in on tonight. As you always do, we appreciate your feedback and we thank you for all the comments and everything that you have given. Thank you for joining us on tonight. We have people from not just New Jersey and Pennsylvania, but North Carolina. Um, we also have people join from other states. I'm trying to remember some of the states. New York. Um, I even saw someone out of the country at a couple of times. So we thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We definitely appreciate you because you could be doing anything else, but you taking the time to come and sit with us and hear us talk and talk with us and give us your opinions. We appreciate that very much.
And I see Kimberly said it's storming in North Carolina as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so the weather is changing all over. It's changing all
over.
Yeah.
All over.
Yeah. So listen, we want to we've been doing some fire starter questions, been great. But before we get started, we want you to please, those who are on listening on, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, whichever one you're on, please do not just like and comment, but share as well. Share this with somebody else tonight, because the questions that are being discussed, there were people that were saying that they really wanted to get this information and they enjoyed our conversation last time. We talked about the pelvic floor and we talked about boundaries and some other topics. So we're going to have a part 2. But before we do that, right, we want to have a little quick discussion about what's going on in the world, right?
Right.
Current
events. As some of you may know, our state lieutenant governor, Sheila Oliver, passed last Tuesday. Well, this past Tuesday. And they're going to be having her services for the next 3 days on the August 10th through the 12th at the State House for the 10th. So they're going to open up the State House from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., I believe it is, on the 10th for people to view her body. She will have 2 honor guards, with standing by the body at all times. And then I believe it's on Friday, the 11th, she'll be escorted to the Essex County Historic Courthouse to be by the honor guard as well, by the state police. Members of the public can pay their respect there as well. Then on Saturday, August 12th, that will be the actual homegoing service at the Cathedral Basilica of Sacred Heart in Newark. She'll also have the honor guards with the body there. And it's open to the public. However, you're gonna have to find your own parking. They're not reserving anything. So
Right.
after that, they'll have them. Her burial will be at a private ceremony. So
Yeah. Yeah.
those of you that can, please, pay your respects. Unfortunately, I won't be able to, but we are definitely praying for the family and
Definitely.
for the governor's office
Yeah. She's
and the
definitely
DCA.
a good, great character, just beautiful inside and out. I had the opportunity to meet her some years ago, I guess about maybe almost 20 years ago.
Wow.
Um, it's just something when you meet a person and you don't, cause I didn't see her, and we
Right.
weren't that kind of thing, but just that one time meeting her and then seeing her in different settings, I just felt like it was a blessing because you knew where her heart was. You knew that she had a passion to help people and do what was right.
Right. And I've never heard anything bad about her. I've always heard good things about her. So,
Yeah.
we thank God for the life that she did live
Mm-hmm.
and the things that she's accomplished,
Right.
especially as lieutenant governor and commissioner of the DCA. So,
Right. Right. So let's get into our topic and thank you for sharing that all the information, Wanda, because
of course.
yeah, yeah. We want to get into our topic on tonight. And one of the things, because it's interesting, we're talking about Lieutenant Governor and her because we're talking about goals tonight. So that made me think of her as well too, because she was a woman who had some goals and believed
Absolutely.
in attaining those goals. So, ladies and gents that are listening, we're going to be talking about goals. But first, before we get into, we're going to invite a special guest on tonight to join us at the chair or in the conversation. So today is my sister's birthday, Tanya Doherty. So we're sit here for her birthday with us. So come on in, sister, and you're going to join us today. Here she is, the birthday lady.
Happy birthday to you.
Hey.
Happy birthday to you.
Hey.
Happy birthday. Wait, she really getting into it. All right, slow down, Tanya.
I don't get slow, but I go faster. No. Okay. Right. It's all about me. Yes. Yeah, for real.
All month long, for real.
All month long. So you want to, while we're on that subject of birthdays, just want to give a shout out to, my sister, of course, and also my sister in love, as we say, to Mia Doherty. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you both.
Mia.
Yes, and she was a guest on the show a couple of episodes ago, right?
Right.
So for tonight, so Wanda, take us there. Where are we going first?
Well, we keep talking about, I know last week we talked about not only boundaries, but self-care and doing things for yourself. And one of the things we talked about is how we as women, we're always so busy taking care of everybody else that we have to make sure that we take care of ourselves. So one of the things we wanted to talk about tonight is what goals are we setting for ourselves, and how are we going about achieving them? So I know, we just talked about Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver, and she set not only goals for herself, but for the state of New Jersey and for the people of New Jersey. And we can see from the life that she lived that she actually accomplished those goals, and how she went about it. Of course, she had to take the political role to get some of those things done. So when you think about that, I know some of the things that I want to do, it might actually take me down a political path, but not like that, thank God. So when you talk about goals, I think, sometimes we have to start with the simple goals. Like setting a day at the spa.
Hey.
Right?
I'm there. 2 days. A weekend.
They got hello. So they have some of those, but how do we achieve these goals? And I know for me, I have to do more than just put it on the calendar. I have to actually make the time. I
Yeah.
have to follow through with, take the day off, whatever it is I have to do.
Right.
Make sure I don't plan anything else. Because a lot of times, we plan something and then something else comes up.
Yeah.
Right. And as we get older, we don't remember things as well if we don't write them down.
Right. And you know what's important too, as talking about goals. And matter of fact, Kimberly said Jackie Jeffrey told her she has been celebrating with you this. Oh, she's been celebrating with your birthday.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Shooting range.
Oh, they went to the shooting range now. You know.
Okay.
But that's the goal. Let's think about that. Even like you said, the spa. Like every year, my sister celebrates her birthday in different ways, and I try to do that as well. We try to get together and celebrate our birthdays.
Right.
And I think things like that are important, because when you set goals for yourself first, and like you said, some self-care things, like things that's going to help you, not just in. Sometimes people say, well, educational goals. That's great. Do that too. Educational goals, spiritual goals, of course, financial goals, but don't forget about your health state, and not just your physical health, but your mental health.
Yes.
So all
emotional health, right?
Emotional health, all that is good. And then short-term and long-term goals. Sometimes we try to do too much, right? And we try to say, I want to be a millionaire. Well, do you have a job, first of all? Do you have a business? What are you saving your money? You have any investment started? Let's be realistic. My Apostle Willie Tyber often talks about that. Setting realistic goals, but also revisiting those goals too. Don't just write them down on paper, like you said, Wanda, and forget about them.
Or don't talk about it. The old saying, don't talk about it, be about it. We make all these plans, we talk a good game, right, but what are we actually doing to get those things, right, put them in action?
Yeah. So goals are important, and we need to teach our children those goals, to set goals for themselves as well. Make this a legacy, like repetitive. It should be rehearsed, just like the Bible talks about rehearsing the scriptures and things like that too, not just for us, but for our children, our children's children, so they can have it like inscribed in their heart. Because the day has come already where people don't have access to the word, and the Bibles are being taken and destroyed, and we don't have that word hidden in our heart. How are we going to get through those times? And we're gonna need that word. We need to have it hidden in our hearts. We can rehearse it in our heart. Same thing with goals. That's the goal right there, to have the word hidden.
Hello.
The same thing with our goals. We have to be able to keep them in front of us, and like you said, you write them down, but you have to make. You have to go look at it. How many times we have something on our calendar, the alarm go off, like snooze.
Right.
Did remind you. The reminder went off 10 minutes ago. Reminder went off yesterday. You ignored it.
Or how many vision boards have we put together, and all we do is put it together for the retreat, and then we put it away, and you don't look at it ever again.
Right.
One of the things you mentioned about our youth, you mentioned about our youth. And one of the things I can appreciate about my sons is that, early on, I taught them about making money, because I found this out. I used to buy them fruit snacks for their lunch, for when they got home, and also for their lunch. And, one day I went in the cabinet and I was like, how is it that I just brought this? And I would buy, I go to Sam's Club, buy the big box. So, it's got like 100 of them in there. I came home like a week later, and I go in the cabinet and I'm going, how is this box almost empty already? Well, come to find out, these two little hustlers had been taking the fruit snacks to school, selling them. I said, okay, so if y'all want to make money, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to Sam's. We're going to buy the boxes or whatever it is y'all going to sell. So I had started them out, like they must have been 6th or 7th grade. I started them doing this. So what happened? I said, I'm going to buy your first boxes. After that, you have to buy your own. So whatever you sell, you got to at least have enough money to buy the next box. So for years, they were doing this until, they got to high school, and they weren't allowed to sell it because now they had the vending machines. but they've always had that hustle mentality.
Right,
Especially
right.
Gabe. I mean, he's still like that. Matter of fact, he's teaching his
Yeah.
daughters to be like
Yeah.
that, where
Yeah.
he's gonna make money somehow. Thank
Yeah.
God it's legal. But he gonna make him some money. He gonna start his own business. He gonna do something, but he's gonna make sure he's got a hustle so that he has, you know, one of the things I've always stressed is have more than one stream of income coming in. Because
Right.
you never know when one might dry out, right? Especially jobs nowadays. I mean, just look, we just came out of a pandemic.
Right.
So
Right.
a lot of people lost their job. Well, you know, a lot of people lost their jobs, but a lot of folks gave up their jobs because they got more money on unemployment. But
Yeah.
unemployment is going to run out. So where you going to be now?
Yes.
So
Yes.
this younger generation has more of a financial mindset than we did, and knowing that we had more of a financial mindset than our parents did. So I'm grateful for, you know, the generations, because we can learn from the younger generation.
Right.
Some of us are, you know, have started getting set in our ways. We need to pay attention. We need to start asking these young folks how they doing this.
Right, right. Yeah, Kimberly said goal setting is so important. Setting the goal and being committed. That's a good word to take it through. And then she said, she set goals to exercise daily to keep her heart pumping at age 60. All right, now, come on now.
All right,
Yes,
60.
right behind you. Yes. She felt necessary 5 times a week minimum. She's committed. See, that's that word, committed to go to the gym, and she feels so much better. I know you do.
You know that is great. Let's start there, because that is to be commended.
Right.
Because you know, I talk about how much weight I've gained, and I know I need to do the exercise, but I am not committed to the exercising.
Listen, we talk truth. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I know what I need to do, but I am not committed. Not only am I not committed, I know for me, I need motivation.
Right.
And I'm not especially when you're alone, it's easy to lose motivation to do something. So you have to really want it and really commit to it. And Kimberly, I commend you so much for doing that, because it's something that, like you said, all of us need to do, especially as we get older. You know, you start packing on the weight and it don't come off as easy. Used to be a time we could fast 21 days and the pounds would just drop off. Now you fast 60 days and them pounds ain't went nowhere. Right. So we got to be committed to doing what is not only good for us health wise, but mentally as well. Exercise is good for you mentally as well.
Yes.
That's a time to get stuff off your mind.
I think with, if I could jump in there, with setting goals, there cannot be procrastination.
Right.
And there must be discipline.
That's another cuss word they think. They think it's a cuss word. It's not, y'all. That's a real word that we need to listen to. Discipline.
And I forgot, there used to be this saying, I don't know if you do something, is it 28 days or 21 days?
21 days, it makes it a habit.
Yeah, so I think the getting started sometimes is an issue.
Right.
Yeah.
Once you get over that hump, I think it becomes easier. Not saying that you won't have challenges down the road, because there is another person at work here, or another spirit at work that's trying to keep us from reaching our goals.
Right.
But if we have discipline and remove the procrastination and stay focused and know where your help comes from and be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, God already know you messed up. You said you was going to exercise for at least 5 minutes today.
At least 5 minutes.
And you just kept hitting the snooze button.
Right.
Repent and start over.
Right.
Yeah.
I just want to read a scripture that brings truth for this for me. Anyway, I think about one of our favorites, Psalm 37, 3 through 5 or 6, I believe it is. But trust me, Lord, and do good, right? So that so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also, Lord, give the desires of your heart. So my thing is, if we have that desire, we're committed, like Kimberly said, to do these things, and we have to make sure we delight ourselves in the Lord first and foremost. He comes first over everything. We put him
everything.
First. You know, like the Bible says, seek ye first, right?
Kingdom, and then all that other stuff.
All that's going to come. We got, and also it says, commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. We have to be committed. We have to be disciplined. We have to follow through.
And, you know, I think sometimes, especially we as Christians, because we think we, you know, you have your daily devotion. So you have your prayer time, you have your time of study, but you can also be walking while you're praying.
Right.
Take a walk around the block. Just something small, right? I'm talking to myself as well. Just something small. Walk around the block while you have that communication with the Lord. You ain't got to be on your knees, eyes closed all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so you can do stuff like that, or while you're reading the word, or while you're listening to the word. You know, put your earphones on, walk around the block.
Right.
So you can combine some things and get more accomplished.
Yeah. Hector says happy birthday. He jumped in there. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Hector. Brother Lord.
Wait, why she get so excited when he said it, not when we said it?
Right.
I feel the fifth.
So, and when we talk about how do you achieve your personal goals, this is just what we said, being committed, putting God first, writing them down, you know, reviewing them, going back to them. And guess what? If you don't reach, say if you said, I want to do this in 30 days, and if you don't do it in 30 days, don't beat yourself up about it.
Right.
Sometimes we'll beat ourselves up so bad we don't never try again.
Right. Is that, as one of the speakers said at the women's conference, be patient with yourself. You're not going to get it right at first all the time.
Right.
Just be patient with yourself.
That's true.
But, you know, when we talk about being committed, I think one of the other things, you know, you have to put into play is our time management.
Yes.
So you might have to revisit, you know,
yes.
You know, one of the things I've learned to do, if you can manage your money, you can learn to manage your time, because that's just as important, you know. So you know what time you get up every morning, schedule it in. If you have to actually follow a schedule, just like you follow a budget, then make a schedule of the things you need to do or desire to do. So now it's sitting in your face. It's on your calendar.
Right.
You know, I put everything on the calendar.
Everything. People laugh sometimes, even at my calendar, when they see my calendar, it's like, I put in a nap. I put in when I eat something. I'm serious. It's like,
I know that's right.
Because if you don't put it in there, my thing is, what's important to you?
Exactly.
You gotta put it in there, get it done.
And can I jump in there? With time management, I'm thinking about how we were raised when we were younger, and we had chores. And I tell my mother all the time, I said, some of that stuff inspired me because I don't like to do it. I will hire a housekeeper. But with time management, as I'm getting older, we were raised in that Southern mentality. We did everything on Saturday. I can't cook and clean and do laundry no more all in one day. So because I'm getting older and changes in the body, that means I need to change my schedule. It still can get done, but not all in one day. And I can no longer beat myself up anymore because it's not getting done when I want it. Sometimes I have to listen to what the body says. Sometimes you just need to rest and just do one thing. But it's getting done. It's just at a different pace. And a lot of times, I know as a woman, we're hard on ourselves and don't want to let go and don't want to receive the new season. So you got to configure all of that in as well when you're talking about goals.
Absolutely. You know, life happens, things change, we change. So you got to change how you do things, or when you, and not to mention, that was a great example, Tanya, because you talk about chores, but you got to remember when we were younger, we had siblings to share those chores with. We had
siblings. My sister may have helped, but the boys, They got to go outside.
Nah, that didn't happen in Eddie and June's house. Everybody had chores. Everybody.
They had chores,
Oh.
but I declare it wasn't as many as I
Nah,
did.
you couldn't go. We couldn't go outside until those chores were done.
Right.
Mhm.
And that means all the chores. So if they were lax, somebody was slack, it didn't matter because nobody was going outside
Nobody
until
went out.
all those chores were done. So, you know, we had help then, but like you said, as we get older, you know, and the kids are growing up and they're gone, now it's just you, and it's like, whew, that's a lot of work, you know.
Yeah.
And now you look, and now that we're of a certain age, you know, you have a hot flash in the middle of that stuff. You better sit down and get some water.
On too much information. TMI.
That's what we do.
Hey, tell the truth, shame the devil.
Right. I love
Yeah,
the fact that Kimberly also said, and there's a few other comments on there from other people, talk about a mentor, and that's so key to have. I think I do agree with that. Everybody should have a mentor, a coach, a sponsor, and also break those up in categories: business, personal. You know,
Right.
we invest in so many things that's not necessary.
Mhm.
You know, we can spend money on fast food, we can spend money on shopping and all this other kind of stuff. But when it comes to building us up, to helping us reach our goals, we can help everybody else. And that's another thing we talked about, even Wanda. How long do you help somebody else with their goals before you realize you have goals that God gave you?
Right.
And I'm not saying, let's not get this twisted, because I don't want nobody to go back and say, Pastor, okay, we're going to fix this right now. Pastor, we're going to focus on my stuff for me. I can't help you. That's not what we're talking about.
Not at all.
We have people that are around us that are really sucking the life out of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't remember that God gave us purpose. And that's why it's important to sit under leadership, under a pastor, have a mentor, but making sure that mentor is connected to you. Make sure it's somebody that you're supposed to be connected with as well.
Exactly.
And then you see what Deirdre said, right?
She said if we could get out of our own way, and that's so true. We get comfortable, like she's saying, we get comfortable with our roles and our dimples and all the bumps and lumps. You know, it's funny because I know one time I was thinking about hiring a personal trainer, but then I thought about all the personal trainers that I knew. I was like, no, I'm not hiring them. They would try to kill me.
Right.
But you know, sometimes you got to get to that place where it hurts.
Right.
You know, so you can get those 21 days in and things become habitual to you.
Get over that. Yeah.
Because, you know, I know for me, I'm not going to do it on my own. I'm not going to do it by myself. If I have somebody that's motivating me and pushing me, then I'll do it, especially when it comes to exercise. But, you know, I'm like Dee, I've gotten comfortable, not too comfortable, but I've gotten comfortable that, you know, it keeps getting pushed back. Mm-hmm. So I have to go back to that time management stuff, you know, so I have to schedule things like Tanya was saying, where I can do them, where I can fit them in without killing myself trying to get stuff done. But at the same time, not just the things that need to get done, the things I want to get done.
Right.
No. So you got to put, I got to put it on the calendar.
Yeah. You're right about that. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Goals. And you hear people say the hashtag goals. Mm-hmm. Make sure your goals are what they're supposed to be for you, because sometimes social media can be a trip.
You know, and make sure they're attainable for you.
Right. You can't look at what's on social media, what somebody else is doing, because they look like we had this conversation last month where people fabricate. See, like they'll have this wonderful background, not even their home. You know, they'll have all these clothes that don't belong to them. They'll take a picture somewhere else and then post as if it's theirs. No, don't get caught up in what social media is saying, because that person will be going through something worse than what you are. And they just faking the funk, as they used to say.
That's right. That's right. It's one thing to fake it till you make it, but then faking the funk is just totally different.
Right.
Deirdre says she's going to get that bikini.
Point blank lying.
Just lying.
Yeah. That's just what it is. Just lying.
Right. Yeah. So another part of the goal setting, and one you have to remind me of, I know there's another conversation we had. I know we're going to be wrapping up shortly. The balancing game, that's what it was. Being able to balance everything that you have going on. Because sometimes people will have a lot of things happening,
Distractions.
but they are distractions, or there's no, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no fruit from it.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
just
because
do stuff.
they're unbalanced.
Body.
You know,
Right.
when you think about it, unfortunately, especially for those of us early in ministry, we were so gung ho, right? Gung ho about ministry that family suffered,
Right.
right? And you see that especially with some of the older pastors, because church was everything. Church was their lives. And there's a difference between church and ministry.
Right.
people got to get that in their heads first. So you have to be able to, your children can't suffer because of church,
Mm-hmm.
right? Your family can't suffer because you so busy out there. Deirdre, I can't with her. You so busy out there giving everybody else what they need that your children aren't getting what they need. It's okay to go to your children's soccer games or basketball games. You don't have to be in church all the time.
Right.
Right. And then when you throw work in there as well, now you really got, some stuff you got to balance out. And I think people, when you're setting these goals and you're reaching for that goal, remember that you have other priorities that need to be taken care of. So and that goes back to, thank you guys. It goes back to time management. Put it all on the calendar, see where it fits, see where you can balance it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Otherwise, somebody or something is going to go lacking.
Right. Right. One of the things I used to do, and I learned this years ago, and I still do it. And I shouldn't say used to, I still do it. Now I put things in categories. And you, as A, B, and C. And I always look at it as though you shouldn't have a whole lot of A's, because A's are the things that somebody gonna actually die if I don't do this. And I think a lot of times we treat things as an A. And that's why we don't realize, that's why we don't have that balance. That's why we're not able to focus on the assignment that's in front of us, what we're supposed to be doing in that season, in that moment. And we're all over the place because we got all these A's, and we shouldn't have all these A's. It should be B's and C's. Things that are important and need to get done. And then you have things you just do daily. They just need to go, you just know you have to do them. You have to pay your bills. You go to the bathroom, you got to eat, you got to, make exercise, that kind of thing. Please, bathe. Yes, let's bathe too. Yes,
every day.
Thank you. Yes, Jesus.
Hello, every day.
And then there might even be a D category, because those are things that just they're not necessary. They might be something you'd like to do one day. The bucket list. They're the bucket list.
Yes.
So I kind of like that. The A is
the shooting range.
Oh, that was on her. The shooting range was on her bucket list.
It's on mine too. I just couldn't make it.
When I opened it,
What?
But not you. Maybe somebody else.
Oh,
not you.
Y'all goes, leave me alone.
Right. Oh my Lord.
Kaiser mentioned SMART goals, and those are absolutely true. And SMART. And look, I'm trying to remember what the acronym stands for.
Yep.
M is measurable. Make sure you can measure it.
A is achievable.
Achievable. I forgot what S is.
Come on, Kaiser. What's the S? Put it up. Let's go.
Look, don't make me pull out my notes from ministry class.
Who knows what the S is in SMART goals? I can't remember what the S is.
Child, now you got me looking. Kaiser, giving me homework.
Attainable. Okay, we all look. Wait.
Start off with Savior.
Listen.
That's a Savior.
Listen, we're gonna get this right. SMART goals. Here we go.
Oh, you got it. Thank you. I wasn't even thinking about Google.
Look, but hope I got it. Wait.
We all digging.
That's what I thought it was. Specific, measurable, achievable, and realistic.
Realistic. What's the T? Time. Something about time.
Timely.
Timely. I knew that was it.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, we got target that particular area. That's specific. Like,
Right.
don't be just naming stuff way far out there, right?
Mhm.
And then
Right.
make it
Attainable.
right.
Don't be trying to reach for the stars and you ain't got a rocket to get there.
Yeah, that's where that's where real achievable and realistic come in at.
Exactly.
Even with goals, let's just say, Pastor Wanda, you have the same goal as I have.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that the way I do it is
Mhm.
how you do it.
Absolutely not.
Somebody else is
There
an
is.
author and you're writing a book as well. Doesn't mean that you're going to go A to Z. You might do Z to T, A to
Mhm.
C.
Right.
Mhm.
And sometimes we get frustrated with ourselves,
Mhm.
but we have to follow what
Yeah.
works for us,
Right.
Absolutely.
what God says.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you have to know what that is.
Thought of our goals too, and we get frustrated, just don't, want to be bothered, throw your hands up.
Mhm.
But we can't compare ourselves with other people.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Kaiser. Thank you for that. That's definitely good. Good. So I have a question for our guest that's here today. What topic do you think? You birthday lady. You.
I don't feel like a guest.
No, but what topic do you think people would like to hear about?
Mm.
And we got our audience out there too. What
It's
topic
not quiet and serious.
did people want to hear about? Did you want to hear about, or other people that tune in? What's some good? Throw us some topics. We want to get 3 topics tonight on our chat.
Are we allowed to?
They would want to hear about?
Right, or you or they, and even some of the men. We have some men on here as well. If you want to chime in and put a topic on, we would love to get your feedback, because we are going to have a session where we'll have a few men as our special guests as well.
I think submission, and when I say submission,
Mhm.
it doesn't necessarily mean husband and wife.
Okay.
Any type of relationship where you humble yourself and not looking at being humble as being weak, but how to work together
Mhm.
or help someone else achieve their goal. Because sometimes you may not be a person that's a leader. Maybe you good in assisting or getting someone else's vision to go forth. And maybe you're anointed to do that. So I think,
That's true too.
submission
That's true
to that, I think that would be a good topic. The different
So that would, to
obstacles.
me, that could fall under a godly character too, because part of having, even if you don't want to put godly there, those who may not want to do that, having some character. Because when you have you have to be humble. You have to have some humility. You have to be able to help somebody else. That's what we're here on this earth to do, is to help somebody else along the way. It's not just about, me, myself, and I.
Right. And not so much when you want to assist someone else, not take it over. You're assisting them, giving them some steps, because you are anointed in that area, but that's the vision or the goal that individual was given. You're like, hey, I can see you can need more help in organization,
Mhm.
How to, put things together. I think like teamwork, and not overstepping, like not forcing what you want for that person.
I get that.
Just assisting that person.
Yeah, that's a good topic. Any other ones out there, please do share. We definitely want you to get some feedback on that.
And if you need time to think about it, you don't have to do it right now. The chat's always open, so you can put it in the comments. We will see it. Just like the conversation doesn't have to end now. We can have it online, offline.
Right. I'm glad you mentioned that, Wanda, too, because we want to encourage our audience to definitely continue the conversation throughout the month, because we're here once a month live, but we want to want the women to know that you can have these conversations. You can talk amongst each other. We're just hosting this. So please do continue the conversation. Building healthy relationships and meaningful relationship. Those who would build you up and not down. Yes. And effective communication. Oh my gosh. Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for all those suggestions. Well, listen, we are out of time. I tell you, the time always go by so fast.
I know, right?
It's all good. But we appreciate each and every one of you sharing with us tonight and being here. And to the birthday lady, thank you so much.
I feel so blessed to be able to do something like this actually on my birthday.
All right.
All right, birthday girl.
Yes, got to continue celebrating.
Absolutely. And like we said, the conversation doesn't have to end, just like her celebration's not going to end. Please continue to talk with each other, talk online, talk in the chat. We will look at your comments, we'll respond. So until we see you next month, Sister Girl, can we talk?
Definitely, Sister Friend, let's talk about it.
We can talk.
Good night, everyone.
One another, talking about issues that we're all facing, good, bad, indifferent. Let's talk about it from one sister to another. Let's talk about it.